Today, I want to talk about a question that many people struggle with. How do I stop letting people affect me? People affect me too much. How can I stop letting that happen? Maybe somebody criticizes you, for example, and that criticism, those sharp words or that correction stays with you all day. Maybe it kind of stung you. Maybe you thought you were doing pretty well and they came in and they corrected you on something or they criticized you about something. Maybe you were making some food and somebody said something about the food that you made. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, I'm the one cooking. I'm the one putting my heart and soul into this. I'm trying to cook it well so you people will, like it. And here's somebody saying they don't like it and why they don't like it. Okay. That kind of thing. And maybe you've noticed that someone's approval, they'll say something, hey, this is really, hey, Jack, this lasagna tastes good. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. But then their approval can make you feel equally as bad, if not worse, right? And we live this way without realizing it. Somebody says something pleasant or positive, and you're like, hey, great. Hey, thanks a lot. And then someone else or the same person says something a little bit, negative or corrective, and then it's, I don't like, I don't feel as good. You know, I don't like their comment. So my emotional state rises and falls depending on what other people are saying and doing and thinking and feeling. And so naturally, it makes me ask, well, how do I stop letting people affect me? How can I stop being so affected by what people think, say, and do? The first thing I need to understand is something that may sound surprising. People affect us because something inside us is reacting to what they're saying. If there was no reaction inside me, there would be no disturbance, right? I, if I was if I wasn't disturbed, I wouldn't care. If there was no reaction inside of me, there wouldn't be a disturbance at all. I mean, look at it this way: two people can hear the exact same criticism. One can get upset over it. The other person barely notices, right? The criticism, let's say it was identical, but the reaction's not. Why? Why? Because the disturbance is not entirely in the event. The disturbance is also in the person who is receiving the criticism. And this is where self-observation becomes so important. And see, most of us, we spend our lives studying other people. We people watch and we people study, and we listen for what they say, what they mean by what they say. We look for what they should have done. We look for what they should not have done. We do all those things on the exterior, but very few people look within and study the reactions that are happening inside themselves. This is what counts. That doesn't count. It really doesn't. It doesn't. Because that's not you. You're not out there. You are in here. This is what's vital, right? Put ye first the kingdom of heaven. First self-observe is what the man said, right? First self-observe, comma, and then everything else will be given unto you. Once you self-observe, the universe says, That person is self-observing. Let's go help them. And the universe comes in, and cosmic energy is of assistance to you and to me as we go throughout our day, if we're first self-observing. That explains the vitality, the how valuable it is to self-observe. I'm not saying forget other people, but primarily focus on self-observing. If you do that, your life is just everything's gonna fall into place so fast and so well, it'll make your head spin. You'll be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I say that because that was my experience. Once I realized I have to put self-observation first in my life, then everything else in my life just fell into place. It had not been in place at all until I learned how to self-observe, which I'm doing right now. I know I'm sitting in this chair. I know I'm in this room. I know I'm breathing this air. I reach for a pen. I know that my hand is reaching for this pen. I know I feel this pen. It's kind of hard. It's very light, but it's durable. It's hard. It has a smooth surface. I am aware when I reach for the pen. I am aware when I reach for the coffee cup. I am aware that I reach for that. Okay, it's a habit. Self-observation has become a habit. It's been a habit. Thank God. For 26 years, I've been self-observing. Is life perfect? No, but it's a lot better than it was. And as far as perfection goes, I would even argue the point. Yeah, it actually is pretty perfect. Because when my phone rings, my first response is, what do they want? What do they want from me? They want something because the phone is ringing. So they're calling me for something. So what do they want? You know what I mean? I have like these boundaries that are unbelievable. I can say no now. I know how to say no. I can just say no. No, I don't want to do that. No, thanks. Nice idea. Hey, Jack, you want to go for a picnic at the beach tomorrow? It sounds nice, but do I want to go with that person? Do I want to be in a car driving to the beach, spend the day with that person at the beach, driving the car back home with that person? No, thanks. Right? Your no's become, I'm telling you, get involved with this, get going with this self-observation because it'll save your life. It really does. And a lot of people think, well, my life's good enough as it is. Well, okay. If you really think that, once I would say, when's the last time you got angry? Today, perhaps? Right? 5 minutes ago? When's the last time you felt resentment? Today? Yesterday? Pretty recent, probably. So get involved with this as quickly as you can. So very few of us study our own reactions, but that's exactly what we need to be doing, especially if people are still affecting us. They really shouldn't be, because I should be so focused on this is not self-absorption. I'm not self-absorbed at all. I'm observing myself as I go through my day. It's like I have a camera inside of me that's looking out, but it's looking through me first. It's like, you ever have something wrong and then they want to give you a CT scan and you lay on that thing and it sucks you into that big round machine and you go in there and they go, okay, don't move, stay really still. This will only take 5 minutes, so just don't move, because they want the image to be really crisp and clear. If you're moving, it messes up the image. But self-observation is like a CT scan. You're just scanning your body from head to toe. It's just another way of living in the moment. And you're living in the moment as you self-observe. And I'm telling you, man, it is good for you. It is good. It is healthy. It clears your mind. It clears your emotions. It is the best thing going. It really is. A friend of mine used to say, this is the best. This self-observation is the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, he was right too. He was right. Self-observation is extremely important for us. We spend our lives studying other people, okay, but come home with that. Start studying here, Study our own thoughts, our own reactions, our own beliefs, our own attitudes. Try to find out what is your unseen attitude. Right now, you and I have unseen attitudes about everything. We have an attitude. Try to see what your unseen attitude is. So back to the point, somebody criticizes me. What should I be doing? I should be self-observing and watch and see what comes up when they criticize me. Because something's going to happen inside. Anger is going to come up. Some kind of a hurt comes up. A defensive feeling comes up. Resentment comes up. Instead of immediately focusing on them and what they said, try to self-observe. Do that first. And then go, what exactly inside me was touched? What exactly is in pain right now? What am I feeling? What I'm feeling, the part that's hurts inside is the part of me that I'm protecting. And am I afraid that what they said is actually true? Boy, they say the truth hurts, right? Maybe they said something that's it cuts me a little close to the bone. Gee, I wish they hadn't have said that, And I ask myself these questions because these kinds of questions reveal far more to me than the criticism itself. And so if my true self is being revealed to me, how I actually am, then I should find value in that. I can go, hey, actually, you did me a favor just now. You kind of jolted me awake with that sharp criticism. Okay, maybe he did me a favor. Maybe she did me a favor. Maybe that's something that I've been asleep to for many, many years. And they actually did me a favor by pointing it out. So a lot of us, unknowingly, we hand our emotional well-being over to other people because we want things from them. We want approval. We want validation. We want them to accept us. We want them to reassure us that everything's going to be fine, right? And if they do give us those things, we feel good. If they are withheld, we feel pain, So the problem is not that approval feels pleasant. The problem is that I am depending upon someone outside of me to say, "Oh, Jack, you did a really good job. Oh, Jack, what could we ever possibly do without you?" Or whatever, Why am I depending on them for anything? I shouldn't depend on them for, nothing. Because then I'm free. When I depend on you for nothing, I'm free. Why would I want to be dependent on anybody for anything? See, that's the problem, is dependence. I'm depending on them to tell me something to make me feel good, make me feel whole, make me feel secure. And if you look at that anyway, because there are people who do that, narcissists do that constantly. They look to the outside for people to stroke them and to say, oh, you're doing a great job. But what happens? So someone says that, oh, I feel good for 10 seconds, and then what? Then you got to do it all over again a minute later or less. So they're always hungry. Narcissists are always empty, hungry, needy. They need things from other people. That's a terrible way to live. And by the way, if you haven't done it yet, go to the website, jackcarterbooks.com, and look at the narcissism books. They're all right there. They'll knock your socks off. Those are some really killer books. So anyway, we want our emotional state to be here with us. I want to own my emotional state. I want to be responsible for my emotional state. I don't want you or anybody else to have control over my emotions like that. So therefore, I can't need anything. I can no longer need anything from you at all. Your approval, your validation, nothing at all. Your strokes, I have to get to a place where I don't need that anymore. Because again, then I'm free, right? You'll notice someone says a compliment, and that makes I feel so good. And then the opposite, a criticism, it crushes me, right? A smile, she smiled at me. Oh, I feel so good, A frown, oh, I feel terrible, We become emotional leaves blowing in the wind back and forth because of what other people are doing, because we're focused on them. So quit focusing on them. Focus on here. This, I can control this. Control meaning I can learn how to self-observe. That's all I need to do. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, which is in here, and all else will be given unto you. And that's a fact. I don't think anything more true has ever been spoken. That is an amazing sentence because it's true. So you and I can learn to observe our reactions instead of automatically obeying them. I can observe it and feel it and let it do whatever it's going to do, but I'm not obeying it. I'm not letting it tell me what to do. In fact, the studying of the pain is what makes the pain go away. Just like a bright flashlight, you shine a bright flashlight in a dark room, and what happens? The darkness goes away. You have a backyard, right? At the back of your building, it's all dark. So the boogeyman's out there, right? Because the boogeyman loves dark. Burglars and boogeymen and all those chupacabras, they love the darkness because they can hide back there. But if you put a flood lamp out there and turn on that flood lamp, what's going to happen to all those creepy creatures? They're going to run because creepy creatures don't like the light. Same with our dark lower emotions. You put the light of awareness onto your emotions, the dark ones leave. They run. They depart. They're not going to be sticking around. See? So when I study myself, that creates space between me and then that emotional pain that comes up. Jack, you're really getting fat. Jack, that gray hair of yours, you really getting old, huh? How old are you now, Jack? Wow, what happened to you, man? I remember when you were young and skinny. Yeah, okay. You'll get to the point where people, and people, they'll say anything under the sun. How about little kids? A little kid, they have no filter. They'll say everything under the sun. I had some little friend of mine. I was at her house for a Sunday dinner. Isn't that nice when people invite you over for dinner? It's just like, God, thank you so much. And her nephew, just a little boy, he was about 4 or 5, and he said, "Hey, Jack, how come you're wearing grandpa shoes?" Grandpa shoes. I was wearing like not dark brown, but like that medium brown leather shoe. And for some reason, maybe he had seen similar shoes on his grandfather, or he just thought that shoe style was old or something. It was just a dress shoe. But I always remember Ivan saying that, "Hey, Jack, how come you wearing grandpa shoes?" And I remember him standing and he's just pointing at my shoes. And then his mom from the kitchen goes, "Ivan," like, "Ivan, shut up," like that. Funny. Kids have no filter. And sometimes it's classic, and other times you're just like, wow, okay. But that's what he saw. Bless him. Bless Ivan. That's what he saw. "Hey, Jack, how come you're wearing grandpa shoes?" Funny. So we'll get to a point where other people can say and do anything under the sun, and we won't care because you and I, will be self observing, and you won't care because you will have discovered the secret. The secret of secrets. Let me write that one down because there's another video title. The secret of secrets. That's what it is. Self-observation is the secret of secrets. It's the key. Anytime in life, when you ever have a trouble, so anything bothering you, perplexing you, you're just like, what's the answer? What's the solution? It's always the same. Self-observation. Self-observation. Come home to yourself. It's always that. That's always the answer, no matter what. No matter what you're dealing with. Flat tire on the freeway, self-observation. Come home to yourself. Because that helps you take charge of the situation, which you're going to need to do. You need to take charge of the situation. You got a flat tire on the freeway. What should I do? My kid is out till 3 in the morning. Well, self-observe. And awareness itself will give you the answer. The answer, whether this sounds trite or not, but the answer, or whether you understand the answer or not right now, the answer will come directly from heaven. That's what self-awareness does for me and you. The answer that you need, the help, it comes directly from on high. Why do I say that? Because it's true. I've had it happen. You'll have it happen. I'll see you next time.